Good morning. Today I dreamt I was playing Mario Party with my brother. Then I looked up to the sky and it was full moon and I could see a star-shaped shadow covering the moon. It was always pointing upwards and saying, "Hey, look at that. Look up. Look, there's a star covering the moon." My brother would look up and say, "Where? Where? Yeah, there it is." Then it passed it and I was saying, "Oh, it's gone." And then he looked away and then I think it came back and I said, there it is. And he looked up, "Where?" And then it was there and I'm like, "Are you blind?" He started laughing and then it was gone again. Well, and then this happened. This whole thing turned into an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie where Arnold, he somehow teleported. I think he teleported onto the moon and he was freezing. Totally shirtless and everything, and he was freezing. But his partner was on the star-shaped vehicle. Tried to get them out of there. Kept them somehow alive by kind of sharing saliva, like having it, because they're, for some reason he couldn't leave the ship and he couldn't really get on the moon, so he kind of spit saliva, let it flow down a metal thing which slowly froze, but not quite, into Arnold's mouth in order to keep him hydrated. What the That was a very emotional scene, I remember. And then Arnold blacked out, and when he came to, he was on Earth, in a wheelchair. There was a street and a really large field in some kind of backyard. There were reporters. I think there were Spanish reporters. Arnold was heading over to them because he was kind of excited to see human life again. They interviewed him about what happened, but he knew exactly, couldn't just say he teleported there, so he didn't know where to begin. His wife was there. Right, his friend was also there, but not in a wheelchair. He was a cop, apparently. A policeman. He was at the interview too. And then Arnold fled the interview, somehow. Then the cop was looking for him. I think I was playing the policeman. Yeah, I remember, near the police station, Arnold suddenly turned into this very small man. Into a midget, in essence, with a hat. He kind of deflated, so he wouldn't be recognized. He was okay with living a hobo in somebody's backyard, in sort of like a tent kind of thing. I guess I was okay with it. I covered for him and everything. I was suddenly looking for him again on behalf of his wife. I took a dog and everything. The dog was actually owned by some girl, which was somehow related to us. It was a blonde dog. It was so fluffy, barked a lot, but he was so cute for some reason. Could really feel the dog. They patted his head and everything. It was a really cool dog, but I felt like the dog would recognize Arnold Schwarzenegger based on the smell, so I had to get rid of the dog. So I went into the building where the dog was distracted with some person, and then I ran out and hid, and the dog fell for it. I kind of felt bad, but it seemed necessary. And next I found him and I brought him some instant noodles. And Arnold was like, "I can't eat those. I can't cook here." And I said, "Yeah, remember the school times in high school? I always ate those raw in my high school time. Elementary school times even. They're like chips. Just eat them. They may be not that filling, but it's something." He said, "Yeah, thanks, man." Next they kinda gone around the perimeter, around the outside, and there was this wife, and Arnold couldn't be seen, so he kind of stealthily climbed around some fences. Turned out there was a swamp, and the fence went around the swamp and back, I think so. And the fence was really unstable, but he made it through, but not without being seen. His wife wanted to sue him for breaking and entering and the disturbance of the swamp, or illegal fishing, I think. Arnold was chasing the woman, and I think he wanted to give her a hint that it was him. So he came kind of close and he said something and she didn't recognize him. No sign at all. He kind of tossed her aside. His friend, the policeman, was there, and he looked away as he pretended to beat her up, but he actually just beat up the ground and made it look like. It was weird because his friend knew he wouldn't do that, and I am not sure why he would look away, because the only one you have to convince was his wife. I guess that's how it works now. Oh well. But suddenly he looked down upon his wife and then to himself. I don't think he could take this anymore, and this mix of anger and sadness made him take his shape again. There was so much anger building up in him, so much frustration, that he had to let it out somehow. So he walked up to a wall and he was punching the wall again and again, and in the background you could hear the song, the theme of Boku no Hero Academia, You Say Run, and it was kind of like the scene where All Might punches the Nomu, except Arnold was kind of realistically punching the wall, and at the last punch you could see the camera zoom in on his upper arm muscle, and he was yelling the whole time, and with a plus ultra he punched a hole into the wall and into a window, which was behind the wall for some reason. I guess it was the foundation of the window. And people noticed that and stood there in awe. And later on his police guy friend said, "You know what you did? Everybody's gonna notice that. Everybody. Like, you know, in Hollywood nobody just not notices that and doesn't ask questions on why there's suddenly a hole in there. And who punched this hole?" And they would say only one thing, that Arnold Schwarzenegger punched this hole, because he is the strongest man alive. And that's how they would probably find him. That's how it went. Apparently there was a third hobo in the tent now. It was strange. He's the strongest man alive. It was so epic. Even now I still tear up a little when I see that, when I remember that. Damn. That was some epic dream. A bit silly, but still epic.